My credit score was around 680, 690. I never missed a payment, and I did not understand why my credit score wasn't 850 or 800 or above. But I always paid my bills, but I always paid more than what was due. And what I learned is you don't hold debt. You pay your bills off every month. So when you hold debt, that reflects on your credit score. So as you can see, it is excellent. I have excellent payment history, never missed a payment, but my credit score was still sitting at around above 600. And so once I learned that you don't hold debt, you pay everything off every month, and then you stay around, they said stay less than 30% on your credit cards. I like to stay less than 1% on my credit cards. That makes sure that I don't have any debt occurring or any bills. I less than, and I wasn't using credit cards at first. At first, I was using debit cards for years because I was thinking credit is a scam, this and that. And so, once I learned that credit can be beneficial, then I started trying to teach other people. I added my family as account holders, and my nephew, I added him when he was 17 years old. His first credit card was 15,000 at 18 years old because he had nothing negative on his account ever. And so what I also did was my first credit card, I went to Bass Pro Shops, Capital One, and I applied for a credit card. Like I said, my credit score was around 600. They only approved me for $2,000. Okay. And so once I had that credit card for a few months, my credit score jumped up to 20 to 50 points. That is the benefits of having a credit score with credit cards. Okay? So they like to see debt. Well, they don't like to see debt, they just like to see credit. So I added Capital One, and then I added um, Wells Fargo. My mistake was I kept adding cards, inquiry after inquiry. That was a mistake. My credit score dropped back down, which I did not understand. They call it credit thirsty. You only add 1 to 2 cards per year. And when you go to these stores and they start asking you, would you like a card to save 10, 30%? And I'm knowing that my credit score had jumped up. I'm like, sure, I'm going to get this 20, 30%. And I got it a few times, but then Best Buy one denied me. And I was like, why would they deny me when my credit score is good? And I found out that it's called credit thirsty. You aren't supposed to add no more than 1 to 2 cards per year. That's called your credit utilization. So yeah, once they run your credit, that brings your credit score down. If you spend more money this month than you did last month, that brings your credit score down. Credit can be very tricky, but once you get the hang of it, it's very simple. The simple thing is to live within your means. Make sure you can pay all of your bills off every month. Don't buy things you cannot afford. And when you get a credit card with a low limit or high limit, don't spend everything on the card. Do not go crazy shopping. You pay your gas, you pay things that you would pay for normally, like food, and then you pay that bill off every week or every night from your debit account. And then that doesn't reflect as anything negative, but that you are using the card. For years, I didn't understand credit. I would always pay what was due and sometimes over what was due. And I never missed a payment, but my credit score was still low. And then I learned that you say if you got $2,000 as your debt, pay 500 off every month for 4 months and knock that bill out. You don't pay 35, 50, 100 to $200 a month and keep the bill. You pay the bill off. That's what I learned. And you're not paying interest on that debt. So that's also making your credit good and saving you money. So when you go to a car lot, you do not let them run your credit. You go to your bank, you get a check, and you pay your bank. So when I paid off my Jeep, I went to the car lot, picked out the car, took the paperwork to Navy Federal. Navy Federal gave me the check, and I took it back to the car lot. So that's another tip that I've learned. So number one, pay your bills off. Number two, don't hold debt. Number three, use your credit card for gas and food, and you'll earn a monthly incentive. So you see here, I buy food and gas, and from every month, you get a cash reward refund. That money is yours to spend however you want it. You can use it for gas, food, or you can even pay another bill with it. My biggest tip is living within your means so you won't have excess debt and you'll have financial freedom. And once you learn things, it's also good to teach people what you know. And once your credit is straight, if you have anyone under 17 years old, you can add them to your good credit, and that will give their credit a boost. You add them as an authorized user. There are also programs like Refer a Friend where you can get $100 statement credit, and they can also get $100 statement credit. When you get your credit card, you get 12 months interest free, which means you pay no interest for the first 12 months. Having a credit card is about self-discipline, self-control. You'll never need to borrow $20 for gas. You will never need any payday loans. You will always have access to cash as long as you never overspend. Spend within your limits. Having a credit card and being responsible will save you financially. I have financial freedom. I can do whatever I want. And for me, no matter when the bill is due, I pay everything off on the first of the month. So I don't have to worry about what's due on the 2nd, what's due on the 4th, what's due on the 15th. I pay everything off on the first of the month. And I don't have to worry about looking at bills or opening bills until the next month. So recently with this credit card, I had available credit of $5,400. I went into this app and I requested an increase. It went up to $1,140. That is a $6,000 increase. And that also helps your credit score. What I also like to say is, you see the current balance is 0. Just because you get extra money or have you don't have to spend it. I pay my light bill and I get reward points. I pay lights, cable, phone, everything, and then I pay the bill off. I do not hold the debt.